Welcome to the Crystal Self-Healer Podcast. I'm Carissa Weaver. On this podcast, we blend the magic of crystals with the science of psychology to help you break free from chaos, ditch the overwhelm, and master your emotions so you can have more energy, get more done, and feel better every day. Get ready to unlock your intuition and restore your true power as we cover how you can transform your life using crystals and self-awareness. Are you ready to get started? All right, let's go. How many of you have found that it's way easier to do something when it's for someone else than when it's for you? Because they've asked or instructed you to, even though that thing may be so outside your comfort zone, and you still do it. I relate to this from my corporate la-la days and the endless conversations I would have on the phone with strangers, yet picking up the phone and talking to people isn't something I willingly want to do. When it comes to your intuition, you may have noticed a similar resistance to following it because it doesn't reflect who you see yourself as, or that you don't have the permission to exercise this intangible skill. If you've been experiencing a block in using your intuition, this episode is for you. We'll explore why crystals are the best thing for unlocking your intuition and what you can do to deepen your practice. In my time as a crystal healer and spiritual mentor, I've talked to many women who comment they wish they had what it takes to follow their instincts or to be more in tune with their intuition when reading tarot cards or working with their crystals. Many of them have taken plenty of programs or worked with mentors to master it. Inevitably, they all come up against a common block they can't figure out how to overcome, and this leaves them still searching. Each and every one of these beautiful women have amazing gifts to share with the world, you included, yet they're not feeling fully embodied within their skills. I've noticed this with my clients as well, when they're struggling with their identity and self-belief. Let's go down the rabbit hole and do some mental gymnastics and contemplate doctors, primary care physicians, surgeons, the whole lot of them, and tell me the exact moment they become a doctor. Is it when they finish medical school, residency, board certification? Doctors are doctors once they finish medical school, but their sense of sufficiency and or skill continues to be developed and honed in the years after and the training that comes later. I chose doctors because there is a really clear external dictated path that gets them the title of doctor. And it's this external permission structure that I think many women are seeking when it comes to feeling like they have mastered their intuition. The card inspiration today is the Two of Swords, as the energy to call in from a crystal and tarot forecast inside the charmed community. When we look at this card, we see a blindfolded person sitting on a bench with two swords crossed in front of her. Behind them is a rocky body of water and a waxing crescent moon above. Generally, the Two of Swords is indicative of a stalemate, but I really want to dig into the imagery and symbolism here. Swords is the air element, our thoughts, and how we think about things. The water is a nod to emotions, and the blindfold is showing us that the sense of sight is compromised. The white clothing representative of purity and innocence. So putting all this together, the stalemate here is not seeing our pure abilities for what they are and allowing our limited perception and our emotional thoughts to be weapons against ourselves. So while you're not being offered to call in more stalemate, you are being encouraged to realize how you are creating your own blocks and difficulty when it relates to having a fulfilling connection with your intuition. There was a study conducted back in the 1960s by Stanley Milgram where he demonstrated that when people view themselves as carrying out the wishes of another person, they are more apt or willing to do so. It demonstrated that people can set aside deeply ingrained moral or personal resistance when an external framework allows it. Deference to an external permission structure explains why you can easily carry out tasks you despise for a boss while you're at work, but struggle to do it for yourself in your personal lives. When the external framework, like in our science and logic-focused society, doesn't include or accept intuition, few will buck up against that and deem themselves above what is commonly acceptable within society. The biggest shift you will benefit from is to see yourself as intuitive. Grant yourself permission to access this divine communication without needing it to conform or match with anyone else's rules or permission. And that's where the beauty of crystals comes in. Let's assume that emphasis has been resting on society's external permission structure, the dependence on science, logic, gurus, books, etc., to quantify and validate intuition. Living too much or focusing too much on the logic brain is the desire for the external permission structure. Not only does this cut you out from your intuition, it can make it harder to trust your intuition because you are looking for logic instead of following the hints and nudges and clues that are around you. It's very circular, and this snake eats its own tail all the time. People often put the cart before the horse, saying they need to be intuitive before picking crystals. They're too up in their heads trying to logic their way through it, instead of allowing the collaboration with whatever crystal they've chosen to unfold and bring to the surface what needs to be addressed. The interaction between intuition and crystals isn't about the crystal giving you intuition, but rather about the crystal optimizing your internal environment to better receive and process intuitive signals. The crystal doesn't do the work. It helps you do your work more effectively. It's about enhancing your own innate capacities, specifically your profound capacity for nonlinear understanding and subconscious insight. Yes, there are some crystals that are better suited to help you tap into your intuition, but all crystals will fundamentally support you in shifting your energetic resonance. It's up to you to embark on that journey. So let's talk about one crystal that is more suited to support in unlocking your intuition. The crystal is Moonstone, and here's why. From its name alone, you know that Moonstone is associated with the energy and mystery of the moon, along with the inward journey of revealing truth and insight. It supports the courage to lean into your receptive feelings and instinctive knowing without judgment. Leaning into your inner knowing is only as good as your ability to not argue or reason it away. Moonstone brings with it a sense of ease that can calm the mind, making it easier to discern intuitive nudges from the chatter of your anxious or logical brain. Being associated with the third eye and crown chakra, Moonstone is excellent for deepening intuitive abilities, enhancing psychic awareness, and facilitating inner knowing. This is, and of itself, a physical manifestation of the permission structure you can anchor into when connecting to your intuition. Moonstone supports patience and acceptance of divine timing. Our logical brain demands results in order to acknowledge and validate something. Moonstone, in turn, helps you see the unfolding and stage you are in so you avoid impatience from derailing your progress. So the ritual I am going to share with you today is something you can do with your moonstone, or any crystal for that matter, to unlock and deepen your connection with your intuition. With the crystal in your hand, sit quietly in a comfortable position where you can be still and unbothered for at least 5 minutes. Focus on your breathing until you feel a sense of peace and grounding within yourself. Stay in this experience as you observe the sensations, feelings, and thoughts that arise. The objective here isn't to debate, argue, or push away anything that comes up, but to notice how information and inner knowing is presented to you. The beauty of doing this exercise with different crystals is that you will see how different crystals speak to you in different ways, depending on situations and circumstances in the moment. If you've tried this and still find yourself blocked, or you want to take this practice deeper, I want to invite you to sign up for the Be Your Own Oracle workshop. You get immediate access to a pre-recorded course where you will learn to trust and use your intuition. Through this workshop, you'll move from second-guessing yourself to trusting the messages you receive. You'll feel more confident in your instincts and have clarity and direction when connecting to your higher self or source. Additionally, there is a live activation and integration call next week where you'll clear any blocks and dissolve the fears holding you back from fully claiming your intuitive mastery. Today's pairing of the Two of Swords with Moonstone is from a recent crystal and tarot forecast inside the Charmed community. I invite you to join me in this free space where I share these readings weekly to help you align your energy and focus your week. You also get the opportunity to connect with others who are exploring their growth and creating change in their lives just like you. Join us for free. The link is in the show notes. And if you're tired of being on an emotional roller coaster, constantly juggling everything in your life, and you want to be part of a space that holds you in your healing, a space where you could feel seen, supported, and connected, I'd love to have you join me inside the Crystal Self-Healer Members Portal. It's where we go beyond the weekly guidance and we apply it to your life, equipping you with the tools, resources, and support to build your confidence in crystal healing and emotional self-care. This includes access to this month's workshop mentioned earlier. Inside, you get personalized coaching, healing sessions, rituals, and everything you need to truly empower yourself to live with more ease and alignment. Visit my website, 3charmedgems.com, or click the link in the show notes to learn more and join me. It's time to stop living at the mercy of emotional triggers and start living in spiritual integrity. The Crystal Self-Healer Members Portal is where that shift begins. Find your clarity and come home to yourself. Today's episode has been brought to you by Two of Swords, Moonstone, and external frameworks. May we all end the stalemates we hold with our intuition and personal mastery. Blessed be, my friends. All right, my friends, that wraps up this week's episode. Thank you for joining me here today on the Crystal Self-Healer podcast. If you haven't already, hit subscribe, leave a review, and take the What Crystal is Best for You quiz linked in the show notes. Join me again next week as we continue to demystify crystals, how your brain works, and how you can use them so you can have more energy, get more done, and feel better every day.